Hi, everyone. Give it just a second and let some people hop on. So I got the notification on my other, um, like my personal private YouTube channel. But I wanted to come on here and update you guys. I'm about to be filming a YouTube video, and it's not going to be about this. It's going to be another horrible roommate situation. And I just wanted to give this update because, excuse me, a lot of you guys have been asking, are there any new updates? What is going on with the paranormal stuff in your house? You were doing story times about it, and then you completely stopped talking about it. And I get it, but I almost feel like the more that I talk about it, the worse that it was getting. And I never want to be in the situation where I'm fully uncomfortable in my own home and I completely just lose all control over the situation. I am a Sagittarius, and with that means that I have to be like, I have to have some type of control over my situations. Um, so the last I told you guys, I had been talking to a spiritual life coach and a psychic. And the psychic ended up being what I thought was a fan, a subscriber, ended up being a hater. That's going to be a full other story, and I'm going to eventually tell you guys how that all unfolded. Just know that it's an ongoing situation, and I'm not ready to fully talk about that just yet, but it is coming, and I will tell you guys because I tell you guys everything. That's how I want to, and I just want to address this really quickly. I've been getting a lot of tweets on Twitter in regards to how, and this is so weird, but how real, open, and raw I am with you guys. And I just want to say, for anyone who comes across this channel and that's not what you're into, you're free to go. I feel that that is one of the biggest issues on social media is that people are so busy trying to paint a picture. They're so busy not being real. They forget who they are, and that's why they're in so many scandals because they don't even know who the fuck they are anymore. And that's never going to be me. It never has been me, and it never will be me. And this channel, I will continue to tell exactly what's going on in my life, and I will be completely open and real with you guys unless there is some type of legal situation going on, which is what is going on with that psychic. So that is why I'm not going to fully disclose what's going on yet until everything is wrapped up and finished. Just wanted to say that because I've been getting tweets about why are you so real and open on your channel? Like, what kind of question is that? Why would you rather watch someone who doesn't just tell you what the fuck it is? Anyways. So about 6 months ago, we'll say, maybe a little more. I don't know. I don't have my journal here. You guys know that I keep a lot of different notebooks. I've written my life's book in there of all of the stories that have happened in my life. Um, that book that I'm planning to publish next year. Um, and I keep notebooks. I write everything down, everything. Um, early Alzheimer's has been something that's ran in my family, and I get checked yearly at this point on that. And it's always a fear of mine that I'm going to forget what happened, and I just write everything down, everything. And I have all kinds of notebooks of different things, and I have about 7 notebooks, spiral notebooks, um, of all of the paranormal shit that has happened from as far back as I can remember to current. And if you guys have watched this channel, you know that as far back as I can recall, I have had some type of spiritual being in my life. And for a long time when I was younger, it wasn't an issue because when I was real little, I thought that they were actual people, and my family thought that there were, just imaginary friends. And then my nanny, who knew that something was going on, she had like a medium therapist slash therapist come to our house, and we found out a lot of information. Keep in mind that was in like the early 90s. So, there's a lot more, there's a lot of new things that we have at our fingertips now. And so, after telling you guys some of my story, I had one of you all who has been a subscriber from the beginning reach out and say, hey, you might want to reach out to like a spiritual life coach, which is what I did. Now, this spiritual life coach immediately started following me on Twitter and Instagram and subscribed to my YouTube channel so that she could really get a picture of what all I had shared to you guys, watched videos back. I've had so many of you guys comment on seeing lights flicker, seeing shadow figures in the background, seeing all kinds of things. There in all of my paranormal videos, all kinds of different little things that happen in my videos. And for me, I guess I just don't notice a lot of that because it's just it's always been in my I've never not had a paranormal situation. And as most of you guys know, I moved into a townhouse um, right after my first divorce, and I went through a series of about six roommates. And out of those six roommates, four of them were horrifying. Okay. And one of the first roommates that I had was very much into the spiritual world. And I was very much I've always been looking for answers to see what I am. And to explain a little bit, if you're new here and you just came across this channel, I wouldn't say that I am a psychic at all. I wouldn't say that I'm a medium. What I would say is that I can sense the paranormal. And when I say that I can sense them, I can feel everything about them. If they are, what age they are, their sex, like sometimes I can even like picture what they look like, kind of. Sometimes I can picture who they were in life. Sometimes I can picture their death. Like, it's weird. And it's been this way since I was a child. And when I was about 19, I went and had my entire self checked out because a friend of mine freaked me out, making me think that I had a mental disorder. And then again at 25, I did that again because a boyfriend made me feel like I had a mental disorder. Um, and every time, everything's fine. Um, so I would say from 2019 all the way through 2020, I completely shut off any believance in the paranormal. Even though I had experienced so much, I shut completely down. And by doing that, I don't know if I pissed something off. As a lot of you know, something attached to me years ago that was I don't think was human at all. There was weeks out of my life that I did not even remember. It was very, 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 very scary. Um, And anyways, um, I don't think that that entity is around me anymore. I don't feel it. Um, but again, like I told you guys, I had this spiritual life coach and psychic come like talk to me, and this psychic ended up being a complete phony. But fast forward, I ended up getting an actual like really good psychic um, to come and work with the spiritual life coach, and she told me that there was nothing evil around me, but there was the sense that something evil had been around me in the past, which is true. She knew a lot of things that she couldn't have known. They're not on my YouTube channel. Obviously, some of the things she knew is on my YouTube channel, but for the better part are things that you guys have no idea about that I haven't told you yet. Um, and some things that I don't plan to tell. Um, but she knew a lot. And so a few weeks ago, I was diagnosed with COVID. And during that time, I had very high fevers. And I was looking at symptoms on not only COVID, but also high fevers to see if hallucinations were a part of that. Because I was laying in bed with my dog Dolly one day. Hold on. I was laying here in bed with my dog Dolly one day, and I had the TV off, the lights off. I had the dark curtains up because my head was hurting so bad, like I couldn't have any light or any noise. Excuse me. And my bedroom door was closed and it was locked. And I don't know, it's just a habit of mine when I walk in the bedroom door to lock it behind me. I don't know. I've always been that way since I was a kid. I used to get in so much trouble for it. But I heard like a click noise. I was laying here in bed. I heard like a click noise. And I lifted my head from the pillow and I had the blanket over my eyes. And I lifted up and I looked around. I didn't see anything. So I just put the blanket back over my eyes. And you know, when a door opens, it makes kind of like a screechy noise. Our doors are newer, but they still make a noise when you open them. And I heard the noise of this door being opened. And I lifted up the blanket, looked, the door was closed. I'm like, okay. Now remember, it was completely dark in my bedroom, so I couldn't see if the door had been unlocked. So I just put the blanket back. I'm like, whatever, just trying to go to sleep. Because if you've had COVID, that's one of the only ways that you can really get relief is to just go the fuck to sleep. So I'm laying here trying to go to sleep, and Dolly starts going absolutely ape shit, which is not like her. And what's even more uncommon, never happens at all, is my English bulldog, Georgie, starts growling. Now, Georgie, if you have an English bulldog, they are old men. 1000%, they are the elderly. They enjoy taking naps, eating, and taking more naps. Like that is Georgie's day, honey. Like you have to force him to go outside and like run. Like he's not a runner. I've only seen him run a few times. One of the main things that you can make to get Georgie to run is to take his collar off. He hates it. I don't know why. But anyways, he starts growling. So again, I lift the covers off of my eyes and I look, and they're both facing the door. Dolly has hairs on the back of her neck standing up like a cat. That's how mad she was. And Georgie was like down in the front with his ass lifted up, growling like a mug at the door. And he's standing pretty close to the door. And I'm yelling at them. I'm like, Dolly, Georgie, stop, 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 lay down. It started freaking me out. Plus, I'm sick. So, like, it's making my head hurt. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, y'all, stop, 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 stop. And they're not stopping. And I go to get up out of bed to go get Georgie because Georgie is like freaking out. Dolly will not get off the bed. She's standing up, but she will not get off the bed. And I go over to get Georgie, and he kind of almost as if he was kind of pushed back, like he moved, like he was standing, and it just went like that. I don't. It was weird, and he went "Arr!" like that, like he like, yelled, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I put them both in the bed with me, and I lay back down. I finally fall asleep, and about an hour, hour and a half later, I hear the door open. And I think that Chris is coming in here to check on me because he had been at work. And I thought maybe he was off work and he was coming to check on me. He quarantined in another side of the house here. And so I thought, oh, well, he must just be coming in here to make sure I'm okay, whatever. And so I lifted up my blanket and the door was standing wide open, but Chris wasn't here. I'm like, okay. So I walk around, I'm hollering, I'm like, babe, 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 nothing. So I go grab my phone and check the time, and I've only been asleep for like an hour. He doesn't get off for like 3 more hours. I'm like, okay, well, maybe Dolly jumped up and unlocked and opened the door. I'm just trying to tell myself anything because I've been so sick and I've had such a high fever. So then I start thinking, well, maybe I got up and went to the bathroom and by some stroke of weirdness, for the first time in my life, I didn't shut and lock the door behind me, which is again very, very, very unlike me. So I'm just like thinking all these things. Well, things have been getting weird for a while, but when COVID started, they got a little weirder and things like that just continued to happen. Just hearing noises, the dogs going crazy, things like that. Just, you know, things that had already been happening. And I am the type of person where if I don't want something to be happening, I am going to just tell myself it's an illusion, move on. And so I boiled it down to high fevers. I was just hallucinating, whatever. But when things still continued after COVID, that is when I was like, okay, something is going on in this fucking house. So what do? I resage all of those things, talk to the spiritual life coach and all this shit. And a couple of days ago, something very big happened. And since then, there has been nothing, dead silence, as if nothing happened at all. So I'm going to be telling you guys what happened a few days ago in a story time. I'm going to try to get you all out 2 videos this week, one tomorrow and one on Thursday. In the video that you all are going to get tomorrow, it's the one that you guys voted for in the polls. It is one of the last horrible roommate stories that I have. You all will be getting that tomorrow. And then on Thursday, you guys are going to get a paranormal update. And I'm going to go in depth. I have been told by my lawyer that I should be able by then to tell you guys exactly what's been going on with the psychic. So I'm going to film that video today and I'm going to hope and pray that everything will be green light to go on Thursday. If not, I'm just going to have to edit that portion out and I'll, of course, you guys will know in that video whether or not I was able to leave in that information or not. But yeah, I'm going to tell you guys what happened and what is going on moving forward. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update, check in with you guys. And also, I wanted to talk about because YouTube let out a survey and it was asking about a lot of YouTube studio stuff. And then it was also asking about your viewers being able to find your content. And I answered it honestly, obviously, and said no. Actually, as a matter of fact, here recently, my viewers can't find any of my content. And I'm getting hundreds, literally, of messages a day on socials wanting to know why they can't see my content. And I put that up, and then one of my like first subscribers ever tweeted at YouTube on Twitter, and they responded. And I was reached out to by YouTube, and hopefully, fingers crossed, all of you should be getting your notifications, and all of you should be able to see my uploads. If for some reason you don't, please, please, please either comment it or send me an email at questions number 4 shay at gmail.com so that I can keep a log of all of that, because that's what I'm trying to do. But please don't tell me that you didn't get to see you didn't get notified and you did. Please, 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 because this is only going to work if you're honest. If you're wanting to just talk, that's what that email's there for. So if you're just wanting to have a conversation with me, that's why I created that email, to talk with you guys. So yeah, I love you guys. Thank you all for hanging out. If you would like to follow me on a more personal level, in the description box is all of my socials. I'm very active on TikTok in particular and Facebook right now. I just go live on Facebook and get ready. I go live on Instagram sometimes, but I don't know. I need to be more active on Instagram. There's really no excuse. But yeah, thank you all for supporting me and just for hearing my story. And again, for the people who were tweeting at me on Twitter, asking why I'm so open and honest on my YouTube channel. Again, if that is not for you, if you would rather have watch someone who is all about the fakery, that is totally fine. And you are open to not subscribe or unsubscribe and go your separate way, because that will never be me. It can never be me. But I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys so much. And until the next time, bye.